I'm coming to you guys. I didn't want to do a live video because I really thought that this was going to be kind of lengthy. And the way my site is set up, I really can't see you guys really good or look like directly. I don't know. But anyways, I still wanted to come on here because I had some things that I wanted to get off my chest, that I wanted to say. I wanted to say that these hangings around the country is really crazy. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. And a lot of people are talking about the protesting and the people that are protesting around the country, and what they're saying, right? Our people are being shot and killed in the street. Us as a community, I'm always do this. Us as a community, us as a people have been shot down in the street. We have been hosed down in the street. We have had dogs sicked on us. We have been hung from trees. We have been beaten. We have been murdered, martyred. We have been through it all. And the funny thing to me is that we are being called the animal. I don't get it. Well, we're the ones that are being hunted. We're the ones that are being sought out. Right? It's crazy. This is ridiculous. That the year 2020 and we're failing to be able to protect ourselves. We're fighting for policing laws. We're fighting for our freedom. Still. 70 years after the civil rights movement started, we're still fighting for our freedom to be able to go and eat at a restaurant, to be able to congregate with each other or with other people, to be able to feel free in the country that we're in. It's ridiculous. And so, a black man laying in his car asleep gets stopped by the police, told to get out of the car, exit the vehicle. He's frisked. 30 minutes of sobriety formalities for him. He was compliant. All the way up until they tried to put the cuffs on him. Mind you, 3 weeks before this, a man is handcuffed and murdered in broad daylight in front of a crowd that begged for his life. But this young man was in the parking lot of an establishment alone, fearing for his very life, not sure what would happen. Resisted, I will admit, as the cuffs were being put on. And these cops, these two cops, amongst themselves, figured that the best way to disarm a person with a non-lethal weapon that was taken during the midst of a struggle. They would shoot him in his back 3 times as he was running away. He did not completely turn around and point the weapon, which the weapon was a taser. In the state of Georgia, as I've looked up and read, a taser is also like a can of pepper spray. Now let me get this out the way and make this disclaimer, because I know it's going to be some people that if you see this video, you'll say he broke the law when he resisted. Listen, it is a damn shame for a person to have to risk their lives because they're afraid that if the people that are supposed to protect him pull him over and detain him, it could very well be his last day breathing. And this is what happened to him. And so here we are again at a situation. Oh, but I'm not done. He's shot and killed by the police officers. He's now dead and gone when they could have detained him or very well said, I'm going to let you sleep this off. I'm going to let this man sleep in the car. What crime had he committed? He wasn't driving. He knew he was intoxicated and was not driving the car. And so what crime had he committed at this point? No crimes were committed before the act of the officers wanting to arrest him. He was very much compliant with the officers. So what crime was he committing to even be detained? This young man that lost his life at the age of 27, fearing for his life in the very beginning of the encounter with the officers. Let's move to the so-called suspicious hangings around this country. I'm addressing what I feel. I'm addressing how I feel about these situations. Very much so. These 4 hangings that has happened around the country. A couple in New York. 1 in Georgia. A couple in Texas. This is ridiculous. If I didn't have fear for y'all, if I didn't feel a certain way and have a fear for y'all, I would tell y'all how I feel about these people. But what I will say is they move in silence, and they're cowards. They're punks. Because they'll wait and kidnap you at night if you're alone by yourself. That's why I say we need to start policing the people. Not policing, but protecting the people that are very well on the front lines out here, risking their lives for the fight of freedom of black people. We should not be still in this situation. But this coward that y'all got, I said it, does not reprimand, say anything about the destruction of this country, say anything about how we are treated. We are the only ethnicity that go through what we go through in this country. Ever in this country. People say the Jews went through. They encountered, yes, the things that they encountered was horrific. But let me tell you something. The thing that bothers me is there has been hundreds of years of this type of treatment of us in this country. And there are people that come to this country and they believe that this country is the freest country on the planet. So far from the truth. So far from the truth. We in this country are contained at this moment. We can't leave our houses. They barely want to treat us for a man-made disease. We're dying by the thousands. You can't contact others. You can't be around people. You so-called have to wear a mask everywhere that you go. Which doctors are coming out and they're saying that if you are wearing these masks, you are not making yourself better. At this common sense, people,